Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to Tales of Destiny, Part 16. Last time, we invaded the remnants of... remnants? We got into Tarazi Castle, finally located Lydon. We actually got to see him in person for the first time. And we ended up taking down King Tiberius instead. And Lydon just got away on that giant dragon ship we saw at the beginning of the game. And we are chasing him yet again. Aren't you enjoying this wild goose chase that nobody enjoys? That was contrary. Whatever. It's been a while since I recorded. I got lazy again. I'm not sure why it matters. Like I said before, no one's watching really. But anyway, for those of you who do watch, thank you. Anyways. Like I said, today we're going to be tracking down Lydon once again, by way of Frostheim. I believe that's where we're going. So, just going to give you a quick heads up, as for what's going on here. I sped up the footage by like 3, because these warehouses are garbage. They are generally garbage. I absolutely hate them. I've neglected to edit in some like speed up music. I'm probably just gonna use like the supersonic theme again from Sonic 2 or whatever. That's probably what I'm just gonna end up doing. Because, unlike the previous warehouses we've been doing up to this point, these ones are very, like, specific as to where you're supposed to put them. Because most of the time, you would just put them underneath barrels, or, like, line them up against, like, a box or something. Or maybe put them in a diagonal shape close to, like, one of the some of the crates of the barrels, which isn't too hard to figure out. However, these are the biggest pain in the ass I've dealt with up to this point. I'm not kidding you when I say this. I had to actually write down, like, draw a freaking diagram just to, like, have a photographic, like, representation of where I'm supposed to be placing these crates. It didn't help because I was still confusing myself. Like, I hate these parts. Granted, the items you get are actually pretty fantastic. I mean, not the blessing disc that just gives out one of your characters the antidote spell. So, that's not all very impressive. But yeah, these warehouses suck. I would have sped it up a little faster than this, but I also wanted to make sure that if you guys are using this as a means to, like, play the game yourself, like you're using this as some sort of walkthrough, and besides trying to get my thoughts and opinions on the game or whatever, like it's a review, it's not, but anyways. Like, if you're using this as a guide, I didn't want to, like, I wanted to make sure you at least got to see where I managed to push the boxes, because if I sped this up too fast, it would be like a blink of an eye speed. So you wouldn't be able to mimic what I'm doing here, and yeah, I just wasn't comfortable with increasing the speed by like 4 or 5 times. So it's only by 3, and we are going to be doing another set of warehouses in the next town before we actually progress with plot. I mean, we're going to be progressing with plot anyways, because that's what this part is primarily going to be focusing around. There's no, like, battles at all. I was contemplating whether or not I should do some fights, but this part ended up being a little over 20 minutes long anyway without having to fight, so I don't know, I didn't feel like dragging the part off for too long or whatever. Like, I think what I excuse me. What I decided to do was just have the next dungeon into the next part, as well as part of like our actual proper destination, which we'll find out later. Our general destination is Frostheim, but there is a bit more to that. Anyway, we got a bunch of really neat equipment, which brings me to my attention that I haven't been upgrading Philia at all. I do believe I said this last part, or like 2 parts ago, or something like to that extent. But I think I screwed up my save data. and by screwed up, I mean, like, screwed up where exactly I've been using to do my test runs, as well as the recording parts, the recorded footage. Alright, but now we're gonna go to Fendaria. Take our set. It's like we've been sailing across the world. You would think we'd actually be able to just use the boat at this point. We're like how far into this game? Okay, maybe we're not that far, but you know, we've been doing a lot of sailing. You think we would just have a boat at our leisure to just do whatever? Especially considering the fact that since this game feels a little more linear than the other ones because you can't just, I don't think you could comfortably, like, go back to previous islands. The side quests, as you've noticed, is they're kind of not there in this playthrough so far. We will be getting to them, I assure you. It's just that, I don't know, maybe it's something on my part that I did wrong, but there's not a lot of side quests to do, as well as not a whole lot of mini games that I've been doing up to this point. Again, it's probably my fault. The notes that I have jotted down was from a guide that I guess probably didn't take those side quests into whatever. Anyway, speaking of mini games, this is the interesting segue on that. We actually get to do a mini game here. All right, so we gotta take out. So we got some oncoming ships trying to attack us with monsters and the like. So we gotta take care of that. And well, this is a game developed by Namco. So what better way to take care of this problem than with Galaga! Everybody loves Galaga, right? Alright, so the basic idea, well, assuming you've played, it's a combination of Galaga and, like, tower defense in those, like, arcade games. If you take too much damage, as you can see from your health right there, or if you just lose all your health, you just fail, and you're gonna have to restart. Fate does tell you can call for backup, but that will immediately end the minigame and bring your score down to 0. And your score does play a decent role in this minigame. So all you gotta do is go from the left or right, all you have to do is go from side to side, shooting everything you can, dodging the missiles, and whatnot. They shoot at you. They can also drop power-ups, but this game never lasts long enough. And I don't know if the doubles your point value or like gives you a double shot because, you know, the minigame just ended. But that was a neat little distraction. Makes you wonder why Namco decided to go the RPG route in the first place. Nothing wrong with that, I'm just curious. And also, your score determines what kind of item you get at the end of this. So, like I said, if you call in reinforcements, I think you do it with the triangle button in my case, because I'm using my PlayStation 4 controller connected via USB cable. Or if you're playing this on original hardware, which I'm super jealous of you, because that game is too expensive. I hate it. It's like I wanted to record this on proper hardware, but I can't because it's too costly. I think I mentioned that before, but yeah, that just bothers me. Anyways, the score determines what kind of item you get. If you decide to call in your reinforcements using the triangle button, your score will be set to 0. It'll be reset to 0, and the minigame will end. You will get a green gel out of it, which, if you're me, it's a throwaway item because you're already maxed out on green gels anyway. But if you do as well as I did, or maybe heck, if you do better than me, then cool. I gotta wonder what items you could get beyond miracle gels. I don't feel. I kind of don't feel like looking it up. So just let me know. Let me know in that little beautiful comment section what you managed to what kind of items you managed to achieve. And I think they give you and the title like of like your ranking changes too. I got sergeant. I forget what the rank is for getting a 0 score is, but you know, whatever. Anyway, we got some plot going on, so I should probably be paying attention to that. Apparently, Mary's a little distraught right now, which is weird. We haven't that hasn't happened yet with her. Oh, Stahn. Mary, is something wrong? No, nothing. But you look down, Mary. Are you worried about me? Of course. I'm sorry. I'm always causing you trouble. Well, I mean, you do like to go murderous. You tend to be all murdery a lot of the times. It's like most of the time we run into a problem, like your solution is, we could just kill them. Don't need to solve a problem if there's no problem. Wait, what? Never mind. I'm thinking too much about that. Yeah, you're right. Being sad isn't fun. Okay, then let's go. Yeah. Why did I take so long on these? I think I was distracted at the time, so I wasn't going through the text. There it goes. When it snows, I feel like I can remember my past. Oh, really? Yes. But I feel sad somehow. If it makes you sad, isn't it better not to remember your past? In some cases, probably, but in others, your curiosity might... As you can see here. I hope you get your memory back. Thanks, Stahn. Yeah, so that was interesting. Apparently snow makes Mary sad, so we might be getting some insight on Mary's memories soon enough. So that's cool. Okay, time for the next set of warehouses, and these were the pits! So I guess I should just take the time to explain one of the items we got earlier, because I think we got, bolts or something like that. I did mention that we're not exactly sure if we'll get the other, like, summoning items, because we did get it free. We got Cyandine. It's Undine. Why did you... I think we recently got Gnome. I don't think we had anything... We didn't have Sylph. I don't think so. But we did get Volt. The Summoned Spirit of Lightning as an item. I guess they wanted to pay a homage to their first game already in the form of items, one-use items, instead of just having another summoner, which is fine because that way it doesn't seem like super repetitive, and not to mention we don't get another summoner until Tales of Symphonia. To my knowledge, like, this is the first time I genuinely played through, like, Destiny all the way through. I have little experience with the older games. Symphonia is the one I played I got the most attention towards for a while until I started playing the other ones. And then I managed to play the other ones a number of times. But anyways, so you can use those items, so that's pretty cool. Now, here is the problem with one of them, which we're about to get to in a second. So, the last item that we're going to get is called a Mystic Symbol. It is utterly fantastic. It reduces the casting time for spells. Sounds amazing, right? For some stupid asinine reason, this prize requires that you match the diagram that I personally drew myself. Not a good illustration, if you ask me. I'm a terrible drawer. But, like, you not only do you have to put the boxes in the right places, you have to do this within 16 seconds or less. And I barely managed to meet the quota. Like, you notice that I walked out of the door walked out in and out of the door over and over again? Because during my test run, this took me so long. I was glad it didn't take as long as it did during this run, because holy crap, it was terrible. It was so damn terrible. I hated it. Because, like, this is the first time I realized that when you're pulling crates, and I did mention this before now because there was no reason to, but you can actually hold down the B button, circle button, whatever. You can hold down a button when you're pushing or pulling things to push, the run button. There we go. When you're holding down the run button while pushing or pulling things, you do push or pull those things faster. And that is absolutely crucial for you to get that mystic symbol. So, equip that, give it, and immediately equip it to either Rudy or Philia. Stahn and Leon can also benefit from it, but I'd rather give it to I'd rather give it to either the other two, because Philia has a lot of spells at her disposal, so she's got a lot of variety. I'd rather use Leon and Stahn in terms of combat, and not to mention, I'm controlling Stahn all the time, so I only cast spells when I feel like I could get away with it anyways. And I chose to equip it onto Rudy specifically because she has my healing spells if I am ever in a tight spot, which just a heads up, that the next dungeon is actually a little tougher than I initially was expecting. Not like super like hard. There's not even a boss at the end of it, but I don't think so anyway. I don't remember. But I equipped it onto Rudy, so like she can heal a little faster when we're in a pinch. But anyway, in Frostheim, I recommend you upgrade your armor, weapons, whatever, and buy fur capes, because Fate mentions you're gonna need some. And I believe you take damage whenever you get Is that Gar? Hey, it's Gar. Oh my gosh, this is the dude from the beginning of the game. Check it out. Fine, leave no eyewitnesses. And we got a boss fight. Sort of. It's more of a few enemies. We've fought these enemies before, monk warriors and sorceresses, but for some reason there's a crow in this fight, and the crow doesn't do much. It's a bird, it just pecks at you a few times. And I think it can fly, since, you know, it is a bird, but the only thing you need to worry about is the priestess casting storm, otherwise, yeah, the fight's over. You got chicken out of that. Is a crow made of crow? I mean, a chicken is a bird, but what a crow if you were to fry a crow, would it taste like fried chicken? I don't know why I'm thinking about this, because I sound demented and evil. But whatever. He saved my life. He's unconscious. Let's take him to a town. And by town, we mean, like, right over there. He regained consciousness. Where am I? Gar, are you alright? I'm Stahn. You held me back on the snow mountain. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, do you remember now? He just said he does. That text always bothered me. Heidelberg was attacked and I barely escaped capture. What about Lydon? Is the Eye of Autumoni in Fendaria? The Eye of Autumoni? Is that what they call that thing? It's probably at the castle now, but the castle has been turned into an enemy stronghold. Are you from a royal family? And are you also a Swordian user? This man is a king? Yeah, Dimlos, he's royalty. I am of royal blood. But I hope we can somehow get along, Dimlos. Why, yes. That's why you knew my name. I could hear Dimlos' voice. I didn't mean to trick you. Was it Ignitos kept in Phandaria? Ictenos? Whatever. Unfortunately, Ictenos fell into enemy hands. That is a problem. They have a Sordian now. Let's go to Heidelberg. At least now we know where we can find the Eye of Otomoni. Yeah, this might be our chance. Good grief, you two are hopelessly optimistic. Fine, I'll hear you and go with you. Then allow me to join you as well. At least, I'm more familiar with the geography of Phandaria than you. But you're not in any condition. Not to worry, I was just a little tired. Well, last thing I need is more dead weight. My hands are already full dealing with these fools. Leon, I think they more than proved themselves worthy. Stop it. Stop that. Alright, we got Gar back in the team. And if you're hoping that Gar is up to snuff with the rest of the party, nope! Nope, not at all. Gar is the same level as he was when we last left him. Oh boy. Which, I mean, isn't that big of a deal because the enemies we're going to be encountering soon they don't pose enough of a threat for Gar to feel completely helpless. But we will be showing off Gar since not only have we not used him in a while, he will be getting some new abilities as we progress through the game. So yeah, we have Gar now. To use this route, we need to walk along the frozen river from the cave north of this town. This route would take us to the backside of Heidelberg. How do you pronounce that? Heidelberg? This game's names are so weird. Otomoni, Neustadt. I hate the names. I swear, I hope Tales of Eternia's locales have better, easier names to remember. I mean, Frostheim is easy enough to remember, but I don't know. This makes sense. Okay, let's go that way. So our next destination is going to be a frozen river. But again, we're going to be saving that for next part. For now, get Scar suited up with any equipment you can buy. I do believe you could, I do believe there is a place where you can actually hand in all the lens you've earned up to this point, assuming I didn't do it off screen, you didn't see that. It's been a while, I don't remember. But suit Gar up with the best equipment. He can actually use swords instead of bows, so, I guess pick your poison. I bought him a composite bow. He ended up auto-equipping the Lydon I had in my inventory anyways. So that was a waste of money, but whatever. If you rather Gar be a bow user, that's fine. I won't judge. I won't judge. If anything, he might prove more useful using a bow, because if he's using a sword, he's putting himself in more danger. Like I said, Gar is the same level as he was when we last left him. I want to say he's level 9 or 8. No, he's level 8. He didn't level up at all. It was Stahn that was leveling up when back when we were first with him. But don't worry. Gar will get plenty of time to shine in the spotlight with next part. So, with that said, next time on Tales of Destiny, we're going to be traversing through the frozen river in order to get to the backside of Heidelberg and reevaluating Gar's abilities, because he's got some tricks up his sleeves now. Well, you'll see it next part. So until then, I got a juice.